I'd say you're stepping up to the high 75 to 100,000 euros to build that.
And he promised us he would go, was it mad or mental?
Go nuts.
He's gonna go nuts.
Oh, the scam! Welcome to today's Drift Games vlog, a very exciting video because we're here in an empty Mondello Park. Actually we're not, because just if Josh turns around, there's 200 AE86s all assembled. The largest 86 gathering in Europe. Why? We're about to find out why. All right, so we are here with Nikki. Nikki is the organizer of this AE86 day. And Nikki, when did you start putting together this 86 group gathering in Ireland?
Over 10 years ago.
Is it 10 years now? Wow.
It started off as just a track day with other drift cars, and then it got so popular we were able to turn it into a festival, and now people come from all over the world, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, how many do you think we have 86s behind us here? How many do you think is in this lineup?
I don't know, maybe 200, 150 to 200, I don't know.
Isn't it mental to think 200 Corollas of all different shapes and sizes exist in Ireland that can come out and go around a track for a day or on a show for a day? Like, this is amazing. Like, this is the biggest gathering in Europe, probably pretty close.
Outside of Japan, I think it's the biggest in the world.
That's amazing. In Ireland, by the way, we bring the most. Well, 86 are so passionate, and you guys have every shape and size here, from UK spec to track spec to Darren's V8 Corolla here, restored cars from Japan. Everything is welcome, and it's all about loving an 86 for the day.
I think the joy of it is, like, it's just, it doesn't matter what one you have, you're part of the number, you're part of the total. So you're not judged on, oh, you styled it this way or that way. It's to be like a community, and yeah, everyone's just glad to be here, I guess.
Well, we're going to take a trip around the show. Nikki is now going to make 286s go around for a parade lap, which is the coolest part of the day, I think, when you see them all together.
Organised chaos.
You know what? All events are organised chaos, but she does a really good job. Right, we'll let you get in your own 86. We'll come look for you later on to talk about that. And we're going to see all these cars take a lap of the track. Alright, boys and girls, we got some updates for you coming from Drift Games. Okay, Jap Fest, it's coming up on the 8th of October. We are going to be there, we're going to have our merch stand there, we're going to have everything restocked there, we're going to have all the cars there, and I am going to be competing in the final round of the Irish Drift Championship at Jap Fest in the Corvette, and I'm super hyped. We've done an amazing event at Drift Masters, an amazing event at the LZ Festival. Now we're finishing the show season at Jap Fest, and it's going to be huge, it's going to be wild. Car entries, all that good stuff are open. Go check out Jap Fest online, but Drift Games are going to be there restocked and ready to go. Also, our bash at the end of the year. We were going to do 2 bashes in October and December, but unfortunately, because of so many noise regulations in Mondello Park, we didn't want to push our luck putting too many drift events on, so we're going to push it all to the 3rd and 4th of December. One huge bash, lots of cars, lots of cool stuff. We're going to add tons of attractions for the spectators. It's going to be the same amount of track time, same amount of drivers, but we're sprinkling some stuff on top to make it a hell of an end of a year bash. Tickets for that will be out mid-October. Check our socials. We're not too sure what date yet, but if you follow us on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, we'll let you know plenty of time when to get those tickets ready. All right, let's get back to AE86 Fest. So, 200 Corollas in Mondello Park, and what this event shows you is how much fun you can have with this car. So many different ways to style it, so many different purposes. Drift, grip, you can go UK, Jap style, stand style, whatever you want, and they're all here. So this is a perfect example of what we would call a UK spec car in gold, which is a very rare color in these and very sought after. And then you go straight over to a very Japanese style, which is Adrian Walsh's car. This is actually my favorite Corolla, I think, in the world. If you get a close look at this thing, and then you get a lot of cars that are like the Corolla family, like the Laurel and the KP Starlets and all that stuff as well. This to me is AE86 perfection. Adrian has spent over a year building this car to his absolute perfect spec. Everything about this to me screams OEM plus. It's not over the top. It runs a built 20 valves, it's got nice trumpets, it's got nice manifold, it's got nice wheels. Everything about the car has been thought about very carefully to make it an exaggeration of the standard Corolla rather than over the top. Then you've got plenty of drift cars, and you've also got some stuff that is over the top. So over here we've got Darren McNamara's, well, I mean, if you want to go as far as you can go, this is it. You guys would have seen it on a previous video. It is his AE86 with the V8. This is Sultan Al Qasimi's car, and this is how far you can go with this chassis, to the edge. Super lightweight. You've got all of the basically drift specifications. This runs an LS V8 in it. Well balanced, works really well, still on 15-inch wheels, but this is pushing the boat out as far as possible. So as you've seen so far, you can go UK spec, which is quite a nice road rally spec, and you've also got your Jap spec, and you've got your over-the-top spec. And along pit lane, we're going to see a mix of all of that. What I love about this car is that no matter which direction you go with it, the community is so strong. These are old cars, remember. They came out in like 1984, 85, and they're still absolutely pristine condition cars that have been either restored or kept very well. And that shows how loved these cars are, because if a car kind of went through a period where people didn't love it, they wouldn't still be here. To have 200 of them, most of them absolutely spectacularly mint, like you guys can see here, it's unbelievable to see. So we're going to have a look through a lot of this stuff that I think is very cool, and we're going to talk to some of the owners later on. But I love the variations. These are some old cars that I don't even know all of the models for the old Toyotas, but a lot of these guys use the 4AEG running gear, and they put it basically into, this one actually runs in a Tesla Beams engine, and the amount of engine swaps you can do and over the years is crazy. Again, every time you look at a different engine bay, it's a different style. So one of my favorite things about the 86 is that while a lot of them are showpieces and very, very cool, some of them have been used as track cars for a very long time and still survive. You look at something like this over here, this is definitely your track spec 86. It's done a lot of track days. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but these are the most fun you'll ever have on a drift day or a grip day. They go all day, they use very little tires, they're fairly reliable, and they scream around the track. So that's why a lot of people love them at track days here in Mondello. So you're seeing a different mix of everything that you can do. One of the more controversial kits is the N2 or the N3 wide body for these. You'll see one here on this car. If you pull it off right, like this guy has, it looks so cool. JDM style, beefs the whole car out, and that is a very period correct look on the car. Speaking of period correct looks, all of these kind of liveries and graphics are coming back into style now, making the cars look like they're from the early 2000s. And this was the whole go-to. Lots of sponsor stickers, very race style, very Tsuba Nico circuit style, and there is tons of these here. It's an amazing place to walk around here because everything you see here is one thing that I love about it, style. Whether you're styling the car for it to look like an old school Irish rally car with the fog lights and the CB area and all that stuff, or you're trying to make the car look like you could be in Japan 10, 15 years ago, which I think if you look at this backdrop, it looks exactly like that. Everyone here just has so much passion and so much style when it comes to making the car look how they want it, or what the 86 means to them. Is it the car their dad drove? Did they see it in a rally years ago? Or have they been watching option DVDs? And you can tell from every single car here what influence has made that car possible. But you know what? Enough looking at them. Let's hear some. Let's get some onboards and get on track. So we know what you guys want. You want some raw Corolla sounds. A couple of videos back, we showed you guys Darren's incredible build, the V8 Corolla. But you know what? No more talking, Darren. We're going to put a camera in and just hear the thing go around Mondello.
I'm not allowed to
so
talk.
Me and you are not allowed to talk, right?
Josh doesn't allow me talking.
No, you do too much talking.
55 minutes of talking. Was it 55 minutes?
But now we're going to let the car do the talking. Alright guys, I want to give a big special thank you in this episode to one of our partners, Link ECU. They support us with all of our street builds and our drift builds, and they support most of the drift scene in general. You guys can see that we use a lot of older cars, and the ECUs are all really dated and boring. Whereas if you throw a Link ECU into one of these, you get right bang up to date, you get all your data mapping, your logs, the car runs smoother, and most importantly, and I think, it's got all the fail-safes. So if something goes wrong in the car, instead of it going boom, Link will tell you that in advance, shut the car down, and you can save yourself thousands. They've got a massive range of stuff for tons of cars, so check out linkecu.com.
So I guess there's no better way to experience the Corolla by getting in one. So I'm down here with Adrian Walsh, ex-professional Corolla drifter, I would say.
Ah, yeah, sure. We had a few.
I would say I put a clip in there just so you can tell the massively ridiculous one that he built years ago. So explain to me this. This is a booter.
This is a Boer, yeah, Irish spec Boer. Well, she's Jap, but Irish spec, so yeah, it's just run the standard 20 valve 4AG. Good fun, really good fun.
The way that you drive a Corolla is with low power, but you just absolutely send it everywhere.
Yeah, you have to keep the pedal to the metal, and with these, keep the revs up. Oh, they do their thing. They're really fun. Like, you really have to drive them hard. Like,
I've never actually experienced the way. I've been in lots of drift cars, lots of Corollas, but never one like this. So we'll see how.
a bit different from your last one now. We're running 600 from the last one down to 160. So
This is 160 horsepower.
yeah, about 160. Yeah, she's pretty stock. Like,
And he promised us he would go. Was it mad or mental?
go nuts.
He's gonna go nuts. Fairly standard on the inside. Oh, you got a hydro, it's not just the normal one. Right.
No, she doesn't have a hydro. We're safe. Try to get a bit of door on door.
Bit of door on door. Well, you definitely look cooler than me. I look like the goofus in the open face. You got a cool, slick black helmet. So, can you show the correct way to change gear in a Corolla?
Oh yeah, plenty of rev limiter and hanging.
You have to get rid of the bop, bop, bop. For what reason, I do not know. Handbrake at all. Very expensive cars. That's it, get the mangies down, go! Get it out! Are we going to go for under the bridge? Third gear mangies. Yeah. the people what they want. That's exhilarating.
Yeah.
160 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's more fun than I would say passenger rides have been with 500 horsepower.
Yeah, honest to God.
Thank you for that, dude.
Awesome at all, man.
Alright, so the car of the show for me is this 86. So I don't know a whole lot about it, and there's no owner around it, so I'm just gonna see what I see. So you guys know more about it, you can let us know in the comments. I don't think I've ever seen an 86 taken to this level of detail.
We've seen them restored and everything like that, but this is like restored and modified everything new, ridiculous.
Because strangely, it's like a track car, a show car, and a restored car all in one. So it's too clean to be a track, it's never even started. This has a full, as far as I can tell, a fully built 4AG Toyota. Every part on this, like look at the wire tuck, everything, it's unbelievable.
Like every nut and bolt is literally zinc coated. The engine, literally brand new, never started, never any oil in it.
Brown flake on it, which you normally wouldn't think would work well, but it looks lovely on this. Oh, like it's got the Sleepy Boy head. These are all custom carbon pieces the whole way around the car. It's on beautiful work wheels. I love this.
See, these are probably the nicest wheels I think I've ever seen. Like,
that's the bronze Adnias with like kind of the matte centers. They are just lovely. Carbon fiber doors. And everything in here is just, is there two handbrakes?
Yeah, I was trying to figure this one out myself, because so it's on two different cylinders. So the only thing I can think is that maybe it's for the front to do burnouts.
A hold for a burnout on the front, hold. Yeah, maybe.
But they're very close to each other.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Why would there be two handbrakes in this? We have no idea. We're just walking around it. But like, if you look at the quality of build here, it's like a drift car. So like this is normal for a drift car to have all this, you know, Cusco candy red coat, roll cage, all the fuel system, everything, even the cool seats, they're very cool, see that?
Yeah, I'm not even too sure about these. I try and get them from the other angle.
So are they vented out?
So I think that's like air vents to the back of them, so your back's cool. Like,
really?
That's all I can make out. I'm not sure
you know what that
why.
Is? That's nth degree. But like, watch, everything is mint. So it's not like a drift car, because in a drift car you wouldn't have like super mint taillights, super mint everything.
But this car's not been drove, it's just been finished and literally rolled on and off the trailer.
I like the Kevlar backs on the seats, really nice.
Oh, have you seen the dash as well? The dash is all carbon fiber.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. It's all carbon
Everything
fiber.
is brand new on the inside.
The floor, like, it's sparkling.
I say, like, you know when you get like a track car paint job, like this is show car paint job on the inside.
We would never build something this nice. We would never build it this nice.
We're barely allowed to look at something this nice.
We're not even allowed to talk about cars like this, we'll probably ruin them. But look at it. That's like unbelievable. That's
Would you say that's 86 perfection right there?
Yeah, I think that's as good an 86 as I've ever seen. Adrian Walsh's black 86 I still think looks more like you're driving around than this. But like if you were building one from scratch, that is pretty hard to beat.
I'd hate to know how much this actually, I'd love to know how much this is actually worth.
Few quid.
It must be towards the 100.
I'd say you're stepping up to the high 75 to 100,000 euro to build that, I would say. A lot of work, a lot of work. All right, so a guy came up and gave me something that I normally wouldn't promote, but it's so apt for today. So this is an original song by Oliver Conlon, the Twin Cam song. I haven't seen a CD in about 10 years, but here is a CD. I'm going to check this out. This is the song that he made about Corollas. That's how passionate Irish people
Do you
are.
reckon it's copyrighted? Do you reckon we can use it in this video?
I don't know. Do you know what? How would we get it? Would we have to rip it from this?
My computer doesn't have a CD drive.
The new Macs don't even have a CD drive. Where are we going to get? We could put it on my PS13s. They all have CD players.
We'll figure out. We'll play this to you somehow in one of the
I don't
CD
think I don't think it's going to be picked up on copyright on YouTube. So we'll go to the shed in the next couple of videos. We'll blast this out for you and see what it's like. All right. So I quickly mentioned Adrian's Corolla it was in the recent Jimmy Oaks video. We brought Ned to see it. I still stand by that's my favorite car that I've ever seen. It's kind of, I've had a lot of 86s. I've had 6, I've had 4 AGs, 20 valves, SR20s, booters, hatches, drift, street, but I've never had a car that looks as beautiful as this. And to me, it's the detail. I'm not going too far, but every bolt is just perfect. The gold tape, the beautiful manifolds, the independent throttle bodies, the clear cam covers, everything is spotless in this car. So for me, I'm a little bit biased. There's so many amazing cars here, but I absolutely love this thing. And a credit to Mr. Adrian Walsh. Follow him on Instagram. This car and all his builds are amazing. All right, so we've had an awesome day at AE86. Nikki, what a day. Good weather, loads of Corollas, loads of noise, loads of smoke, everyone smiles on faces, and it's probably one of the most fun days I've been to in a very long time. We've enjoyed watching it. We weren't even driving it. Josh got shook around a little bit in the car, but I didn't do it. So walking around looking at so many cool cars, it's awesome.
And it didn't rain.
And it didn't rain.
Great.
So we're going to come back next year. If you guys want us to come back next year, let us know in the comments. And Nikki is going to finish the video with style. You ready?
Woo!